Hello and welcome back. In today's episode, we embark on the journey of Lilo and Stitch, a heartwarming Disney tale about love, loss, and the meaning of family. Meet Lilo, a spirited Hawaiian girl with a big heart, and Stitch, a wild alien experiment on the run. What begins as chaos quickly becomes an unforgettable adventure as these two unlikely friends learn what it truly means to belong. Lilo is a curious and kind-hearted little Hawaiian girl who lives with her older sister Nani. Lilo loves to draw, swim in the ocean, listen to Elvis Presley, and dance traditional Hawaiian hula. Once a week, she visits a small fish named Pudge, believing he can control the weather. Caring for Pudge is very important to her. One day, she's late for hula class. Soaking wet, she rushes in and disrupts everything. When she explains she was feeding her fish, a classmate named Myrtle mocks her, calling her crazy. Lilo jumps on her in anger, and the teacher has to break them apart. After class, Lilo runs home and lies on the floor, listening to Elvis and feeling terribly alone. The other girls don't understand her. Nani, her older sister, is frustrated because a social worker named Cobra Bubbles is coming to evaluate if she can continue caring for Lilo. He warns Nani that if things don't improve, he'll have to find a new home for her sister. Meanwhile, far away in the galaxy, a creature named Experiment 626 is put on trial for causing destruction. He's exiled to a distant planet, but during transport, he escapes and crash lands on Earth. After being hit by several trucks, he's picked up and taken to an animal shelter. Lilo, feeling lonely, convinces Nani to take her to the shelter to adopt a pet. There, she meets the strange little creature, Experiment 626, and immediately names him Stitch. Nani is unsure, but Lilo insists. Back home, Stitch causes chaos. He destroys furniture and experiments with kitchen appliances. Lilo is determined to train him to be a model citizen, using Elvis Presley as an example. She gives him lessons in music, dancing, and polite behavior, but everything ends in disaster. Nani loses her job because of Stitch's outbursts. Trying to cheer everyone up, David, Nani's friend, takes them surfing. For the first time, Stitch feels like part of a real family, but just as things are going well, a giant wave crashes over them. Jumba, the scientist who created Stitch, appears and drags Stitch underwater. Stitch tries to save Lilo, and although Nani and David rescue her, he is knocked out and later revived by David. Cobra Bubbles, having witnessed everything, decides that Nani can no longer care for Lilo. The sisters are to be separated. That evening, Lilo tells Stitch that he can be part of their small family. Stitch wants to stay, but he knows his presence puts them in danger, so he quietly leaves. Alone in the forest, Stitch clutches Lilo's storybook about the ugly duckling. "I'm lost," he cries, identifying with the lonely duckling. The next morning, the Galactic Council sends Jumba out to find Stitch. When he does, Stitch refuses to leave, saying he's waiting for his family. Jumba is confused. "What family? I made you." But Stitch no longer believes he was meant for destruction. Meanwhile, Nani learns about a new job opportunity. As she rushes to pursue it, Stitch returns to the house and is attacked again by Jumba. Their fight destroys the home. Lilo calls Cobra Bubbles for help. Cobra arrives and puts Lilo in his car. Nani begs him not to take her. While no one's looking, Lilo escapes and runs into the woods. Stitch finds her there and tries to return a burned photo of her family. He shows her his official alien ID, and Lilo realizes he was pretending all along. "You ruined everything," she shouts. Suddenly, Captain Gantu appears. He captures both Lilo and Stitch and flies off in his ship. Stitch escapes, but Gantu launches the ship before he can rescue Lilo. Nani runs to the scene just as the ship lifts off. Stitch convinces Jumba and Pleakley to help him rescue Lilo. Together, they blast off and chase Gantu. After a fierce mid-air battle, Stitch bravely saves his friend. They land in the ocean beside David, who's surfing. Then the Grand Councilwoman arrives and tries to take Stitch away. He turns to Lilo and Nani and says, "This is my family. I found it. It's small, but it's good, and it needs protection." Touched, the councilwoman allows Stitch to stay on Earth. Jumba and Pleakley are assigned to stay and watch over him. Stitch is proud. For the first time, he chose to protect, not destroy. He feels part of something bigger, something like a real family. Lilo is happy too. She got to keep her new best friend, and she would never feel alone again. Thank you all for watching, and until next time.